Okay, so hi. Um, this is the first time I think I've ever done a video that's not ASMR on this channel. So my normal speaking voice. And there's a reason why this is not your typical ASMR video. Um, and I just want to say right off the bat as well that this is not going to be a relaxing video at all, clearly. And if you're anything like me, you've probably been very overwhelmed by everything in the news and being an American, or not even being an American, like hearing everything that's been going on. It's very draining and it's very taxing and it's a lot to take in. And I know I'm guilty of taking in probably a very unhealthy amount of bad news. Just trying to keep myself informed on everything that's happening, but it is just so overwhelmingly negative, and it feels like a punch to the gut every day. So, you know, I urge everyone to please take care of yourself and your mental health. And I'm trying to tell myself that every day as well. It's good to put down that phone and not be doom scrolling. It is good to stay informed and up to date on everything that's happening with trustworthy sources, news sources, but there's only so much you can take every day, and if you have the luxury to, because unfortunately a lot of people don't have that luxury, please, put down the phone and spend time with the people that you love and doing things that you like and dive into those hobbies. And it's better to be in that positive headspace. Now, with that said, this is going to be a bit of a heavy video, but it's so important, I felt like, for me to make. I have a very small channel, obviously, and I only started ASMR about a year ago, but I've been listening to it for years, for like 10 years, and I just felt like this was something I really, really wanted to talk about. And if you hadn't already been aware, the White House, their Twitter page, had posted a video entitled ASMR Illegal Alien Deportation Flight. And this was also reposted by the I.C.E. account. And it's still up. You can still see it despite all of the backlash that it has obviously gotten for good reason. It's a short video, maybe about like 40 seconds long. No talking, it's just showing chains and handcuffs and the whole process of them deporting immigrants, putting them on these flights where they're flying them right now to Panama. And obviously, they posted this in the context that ASMR is a positive thing, and should be relaxing, and this is an awesome thing that we're doing. Look how great, look how awesome it is for us to inhumanely deport these people, and put them in chains and send them away without any contact or plan. Personally, ASMR is a positive sensation you get that triggers relaxation in you. That's what I try to do with my videos, and that's what everyone tries to do in the ASMR community. It's a very loving, positive space, and that's why I ultimately wanted to be a part of that as well. That was not ASMR. I don't think I even need to say that. It was made to joke and put them on a pedestal like a martyr. Basically like a head on a pike, being like, hey, we're doing this and it's awesome, and we don't see these people as humans, basic humans, obviously, because this is a big joke to them. And let me just preface this also. I know this is all over the place. Let me preface with saying I also have a list of notes here because there's things specifics that I want to, in facts, that I really want to hone in on and make sure I don't forget. Because this is a very crucial but sensitive topic. So I want to make sure I do it right. So if I keep looking off, that is why. So let me just ask you, do you honestly think that anyone watching that video finds that relaxing? Latin Americans, Muslims, and Asians, just to name a few, who are being bombarded and wrongfully accused and terrorized by ICE. Do you think that they find this comforting? The Indigenous Americans, who are now harassed by ICE officers every day, who are the rightful owners of this land we have stolen from them, do you think they find this comforting? It's extremely important to care and be informed on what is going on in America because it's affecting everyone on a global scale. And you shouldn't even have to be affected to care about something like this, about basic human rights. Now, I just want to go into some facts, right, about what is happening. So Panama, the country, has been forced by the Trump administration to briefly take the deported migrants. Now, a lot of these people have immigration lawyers, and they've been completely barred from any communication with their lawyers, and they are, a majority cannot speak English, or it's not their first language, and so they're being manipulated into scenarios where they don't understand what's going on, and they don't know their rights because they're being denied access to their lawyers who are fighting for them. So many are taken to a temporary camp currently held in the Darien Gap jungle, I might have mispronounced that, with no plan on the next step for these immigrants who are not safe to return to their home countries. They cannot go back. Many of these people face death by going back home. They cannot go. They have nowhere to go, and Panama doesn't know where to go, where to send them, what to do. So they're just all stuck in this camp in the jungle. If not in the jungle, I'm sure you've seen the images of them in the hotel, writing messages like help and trying to get in contact with people to help them, like their immigration lawyers. And they're being denied so. For an example, an Islamic woman whose immigration lawyer had spoke to CNN, she faces a death penalty in Iran if she were to go back because she wanted to shift to Christianity and leaving the Islamic faith. She's fleeing from religious persecution and she cannot go back to her country. And this is the reality of so many immigrants, and Americans a lot of people can't put themselves in those shoes because they're fortunate enough to never have to be faced with that situation. And so, again, if it's not happening to them, they don't care. They don't care because they're incapable of putting themselves into other people's shoes who are unlike them. So now As you know, ICE is allowed to raid places that were always places of asylum, such as churches and schools. So yes, that means children are also being deported. They're children. Many of whom as well are being separated from their families, have nowhere to go, confused and scared. I mean, it's ridiculous. In one day that ICE arrested over 1,000 people, 48% of those people didn't have a criminal record. And this is according to NPR. Again, there's this disgusting picture that Trump likes, and Americans like him, like to picture, is that all migrants are dangerous criminals. If we get rid of them, crime will almost cease to exist. The American Immigration Council pulled data showing by 2022, immigrant population had doubled in America to 13.9%, while the total crime rate dropped by 60.4%. There's no significant relationship linking crime to immigrants. This has never been the fact. Over a period of 150 years, native-born citizens have been far more likely to be arrested for crimes than undocumented immigrants. Immigrants are 33% less likely to be incarcerated than native-born Americans. It's that fear-mongering and painting people who are of different skin color or nationality or religion than your own. It's so heartbreaking to see it, and to see people their whole lives being uprooted because of other people's prejudices. I was always taught to treat others how you would like to be treated. For me, that's with respect, empathy, and class. All traits which are extremely hard to come by nowadays, it seems. People who revel in hate, racism, and prejudice lack empathy for others and incapable of putting themselves in another person's shoes that do not look or act like you. That's too uncomfortable for them. Now, I know how exhausting this is for everyone. As I had said at the beginning of this video, it's hard to digest all this disheartening news. And it pounds like an alarm every single day since inauguration. Now, this is when I open it up to resources for people being affected. So if you're personally being affected, or your family, friends, coworkers, anyone around you who you know are being affected, truly my heart goes out to you. And this has always been a safe place for anyone and everyone, and this is especially a safe place for you, and you're incredibly loved here. And I'm linking several resources in the description, and I really beg for all of you to check out, including places where you can donate to organizations who are really on the front lines of this, trying to educate and provide legal help to immigrants being affected by ICE. I'm also linking a webpage that has hotlines if you or someone you know is dealing with ICE or deportation. And I'd like to say that all the revenue off this video is going directly to the Immigrant Legal Resources Center. I have them linked below as well if you want to donate or learn more about this organization. It's an incredible organization that provides resources for immigrants, such as legal help, which is the big thing right now, is what they really, really need. Again, if you or you know somebody that is being harassed by immigration, everyone in the U.S. has certain rights guaranteed under the U.S. Constitution. and I'm reading this directly from the Immigrant Legal Resources Center. Everyone in the U.S. has certain rights guaranteed under the U.S. Constitution, regardless of their immigration status. If you or your loved ones find yourselves affected by a raid, you can protect yourselves. Here are 4 key steps to remember. 1, you do not have to open the door if an immigration agent is knocking on the door. And if they have a judicial warrant to enter, they will not need your permission. And again, some of these ICE immigrant officers have been parading around and disguising as someone else, as like a regular police officer. So just at this time, I would not. Be very cautious, is all I'm trying to say. Be very cautious of who you open your door to. 2, you do not have to answer any questions from an immigration agent if they try to talk to you. You have the right to remain silent. If you do answer, do not lie. 3, do not sign anything without first speaking to your lawyer. You have the right to speak with a lawyer. Now, this one is extremely important. I will also be providing a link below where there's a master spreadsheet as well as links to legal resources for immigrants. And it's a very extensive list. So again, please check that one out. If you're outside your home, please ask the agent if you are free to leave. And if they say yes, leave calmly. I really apologize if this is not a very cohesive video. This is just something that I really felt like I needed to make, and if I can help anybody out there, because unfortunately I've had to deal with this, like I really hope it reaches those people. Again, I know I have a really small channel, and like, you know, I'm really just trying to do my part and not just sit by and watch this happen. So again, please check out those resources below. Please donate if you can. You know, my heart really goes out to everybody being affected by not only this, but everything that has happened so far. And I know that's a lot of people. And like, I feel your pain, and I know that this is a really hard time, but I know that we can get through it. And this is really the time to act upon your words and be educated on what's happening. Yeah, I know it's not easy. I mean, I come from a family who is conservative. I've had to really kind of cut myself off from a lot of them over this, because unfortunately, you know, there's only so many conversations you can have. And they don't always work, right? Sometimes it really is like talking to a brick wall, and it's really just, it's like impossible to really break through that wall. So, you know, like I said, you have to look out for yourself and really fight for what you believe in and your morals, and don't be threatened by somebody who has different views than you. It is always good to have those conversations. Open yourself up to conversations. You know, communication, it's always the best, having that, but you know, it's always crucial for both people in that conversation to be open-minded, and unfortunately, most of the time, that's not the case, and so it's unproductive. So I just beg you to keep that in mind. I'm gonna stop rambling, because this is already a 20-minute video, I think. I'm sorry for the lack of videos in general. it's a lot. There's just so much going on, you know. But I want to. I'm really going to make more videos because I know it's so important right now to have like a safe space to relax and have positivity. And I would really like to provide that for you guys. So yeah, but that's it for me.